This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station. MNC. On News Talk 95.3, 101.9 FM, and 1340 AM, your MNC Nation station.
Good morning. I'm John Zimney in the MNC News Center. Welcome to Wednesday. It's August the 21st of 2024. And the news getting started now with our top local stories on Michiana's Morning News. Revenge has been identified as the motive in the Michigan City shooting that killed 35-year-old Travis Pennington and 22-year-old Kiera Hoopman.
26-year-old Armand Johnson is charged with their murders. All three had worked together, though Johnson and Pennington were recently fired. WSBT reports Johnson had a brief abusive relationship with Hoopman, leading her to move in with Pennington out of fear. Johnson allegedly shot them both last week at Normandy Village Apartments. Pennington was shot in the head and neck, Hoopman in the arm and back. Johnson was found via a license plate reader and is being held without bond. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
One suspect was taken into custody Monday after a stabbing on Landale Avenue in LaPorte that left another man dead. Police say the suspect, Valentin Camarillo, was located shortly after the stabbing but led officers on a pursuit which ended in St. Joseph County. That investigation is still ongoing. A 34-year-old Elkhart woman accused of arson had her trial date continued from September to November. Police say Anna Blackman allegedly lit a trailer containing tools and light fixtures on fire at a West Marion Street property. She told police that she did it to get back at the victim for scamming her. Today's the first day of classes for most Penn-Harris-Madison students, though PHM kindergartners start tomorrow. Students at Trinity School at Greenlawn are back at it. So are kids who attend Christ the King Catholic School in South Bend and Our Lady of the Catholic School in St. Joseph. Good luck to all. Well, Ben Dallas is off the ballot for a Penn-Harris-Madison school board seat after the election board removed him for nicknames.
The board initially claimed that Dallas had filed incorrectly because Indiana code only allows one nickname on the ballot, and he had two, as he wanted to use the nickname Ben and MAGA. However, Dallas insisted that the board was wrong, claiming that Ben was not a nickname, but rather part of his full name, making MAGA his only nickname. But as WSBT reports, the St. Joseph County Election Board chairman said he's opposed to letting Dallas run with MAGA next to his name since the school board race is nonpartisan. Dallas disagrees and says he will still attend school board meetings and may run again. Derek Decker, MNC News.
This morning on MNC, a horrible odor inside of a home leads to the arrest of a woman in Evansville.
Police were sent to the home of Catherine Fuchs on a welfare check on Monday. What they found could only be described as nauseating, as there was trash and animal feces scattered all throughout the inside of her house. Mold also growing in the kitchen, where police say they found 2 dead animals. On top of that, there were several badly neglected animals still alive and an underweight child in her care. As you might expect, Fuchs was arrested on several neglect charges. Kirk Darling, Network Indiana.
Now watching the economy, the unemployment rates in both Elkhart and St. Joseph counties is on the rise. In St. Joe County, the rate's up more than half a point from last month to 5.6%. That's more than a percentage point higher than this time last year. In Elkhart County, the jobless rate rose from 4.5% to 5.3%. Both counties are higher than the statewide rate at 4%. And now that Indianapolis has secured the WNBA All-Star Game for next year, Mel Raines with the Indiana Pacers says,
it was an opportunity presented to us about 6 weeks ago. The league was looking for a site. They were unable to go where they thought they were going to go, and we checked venue availability really quickly and talked to all of our partners, and we jumped at the opportunity.
She tells Inside Indiana Business that when another city had to back out of hosting the WNBA All-Star Game, Indy had to pounce on that opportunity. Mishawaka police releasing details now about that police chase that they were involved in late Monday night.
An officer stopped a vehicle near the Jackson Road and Bremen Highway intersection around 6:30 for a taillight issue and the driver failing to wear a seatbelt. Cuervo Taylor, the driver, allegedly gave a false name and date of birth to the officer before making a U-turn and fleeing from the traffic stop. Reports say Taylor later admitted the reason he ran was he knew of warrants for his arrest. He was arrested after about half an hour on preliminary charges of resisting law enforcement by flight with a motor vehicle, possession of legend drugs, and leaving the scene of a property damage crash. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
And from Michiana's election headquarters, new survey results from AARP shed some light on the top concerns of Michigan seniors and how their issues are likely to shape their voting decisions in the November election.
Many believe voters age 50 or higher will be the decisive force in the battle for Congress, with higher turnout and motivation than younger voters, especially in battleground states like Michigan. Issues like Social Security and family caregiver funding are likely high on their list of issues, according to Bob Ward of Fabrizio Ward, a Republican public opinion research firm.
We have data in the survey that shows that candidates who are willing to promote policies that support family caregivers, like tax credits for out-of-pocket expenses or paid leave, these are policies that are supported by Republicans, independents, and Democrats.
Ward says voters over 50 will make up about 55% of the electorate in this year's presidential election. Derek Decker, MNC News.
A man's been charged with burglary after allegedly cutting a lock and taking jewelry from a storage unit.
Police responded to All Secure Self-Storage in Elkhart, where a woman reported that the lock on her storage locker had been cut and that a jewelry cabinet containing jewelry had been taken in April. The company's security manager told police that William Sanchez Vargas could be a suspect, as they were in the process of evicting him from a nearby locker in the same unit. Surveillance footage reportedly shows Sanchez leaving the building and going to his truck to get a hacksaw and ratchet not long after. He's also seen entering the facility several times between April 14th and April 25th. A jury trial is set for February 3rd. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
A woman was taken to the hospital after she was struck by a car. This happened around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon at the intersection of Lincoln Way East and Lang Street in South Bend. Mishawaka police and fire crews arrived to find the woman suffering an injury to her left leg. She was conscious and alert of the severity of her injuries and not immediately released. Police say alcohol or drugs don't appear to be factors. Planned Parenthood and the state of Indiana now agreeing to extend a deadline by 30 days for a judge to rule if the state's abortion ban violates the Constitution.
Planned Parenthood and other abortion providers sued the state in late May and requested a judge issue an injunction to broaden legal abortions to include medical exemptions and block requirements that they are only done at a hospital. The ban allows for abortions in rare circumstances, including if the mother's life is at risk. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
Elkhart City Council members passing an ordinance that will ban homeless encampments. The measure passed 6-2, 1 year after a similar ordinance failed. The difference this year is the Supreme Court, which ruled in favor of an Oregon town that wanted to impose punishments for those found camping on public property. City leaders say people will have 48 hours to move their belongings or face a fine. More than 100 Hoosiers honored at the Indiana State Fair for their commitment to agriculture. Republican State Representative Wendy McNamara says family farms are crucial to the industry.
Hoosiers are truly blessed to have dedicated families operating farms for over 100 years, and I'm glad we can recognize their efforts with this award.
Now, to qualify for that award, family farms must have been owned by the same family for more than 100 years and be at least 20 acres in size. And I-94 is about to become more congested near Michigan City. INDOT's planning lane closures east of US 2035 beginning next week. And with that, I-94 will be down to 2 lanes in each direction through mid-November, that is, for bridge work on Warren Key Road. Lane closures will alternate, so drivers need to be prepared for changing traffic patterns. You can cast your vote with confidence by checking out the candidates and their platforms from all the hot races before the November election. Do so at the all-new HoosierVote.com, sponsored by Shield Exteriors and by Burton's Laundry.
Mostly sunny skies today. Pretty chilly morning with temperatures starting out in the 40s and 50s, but we'll end up at 77 later this afternoon with that gorgeous sun. Tonight, another cool one, mostly clear skies. We drop down to near 50, and then for tomorrow, partly sunny, high temperatures at 78. We'll be back up into the low 80s on Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
You can get the top local news delivered to your email twice each day. To get signed up, go to 953mnc.com. Just click where it says On Demand.
Podcasts by Federated Media.